Fishwife sent me every single one of their tins to try, so I decided I was going to rank them from my least favorite all the way to the one that I think is the best tin that they make. Let's go ahead and get started. At number 12 is going to be the slow smoked mackerel. If you've watched my channel, you know mackerel is not my favorite fish, but I had hopes for this because it wasn't going to be a whole mackerel, which is one of the reasons why I don't like mackerel, because when they're whole, they have huge bones and just a lot of flavor. These are fillets of mackerel, and I'm okay with that, especially if it's fresh mackerel. Now looking at it, it had tons of seasoning and oil and some smoke smell to it, so I was excited to give this one a try, but I can't lie to you guys, this one was my least favorite. The flavor is there, but for some reason, I just don't really like the texture of mackerel, and the fact that it's like super earthy and a little more fishy than I like makes it so this one is my least favorite. Now, number 11, I don't know if it actually deserves to be at number 11, but it's gonna be anchovies. Now, the reason why I'm not sure if it deserves to be at number 11 is because this should be an ingredient in dishes and really not eaten alone. And I know that, but I didn't want to make a recipe because then it would throw this whole ranking off. So I just went forward with trying them straight from the tin. Now, there was a bunch of anchovies in here, which was nice to see, and they were pretty well packed, and they smelled actually really good. Now, as far as taste, you guys guessed it, these things are super salty. I will say though, once you got past that salt, there was a great amount of umami, which would go well with a lot of dishes, but not just on its own like I did here. Number 10 is going to be sardines and hot peppers. Over my tin fish journey, I've kind of graduated from just eating sardine fillets to eating the sardine whole, but I was still removing the spine from the sardine. But with this video, I'm not going to remove the spine at all. Everyone tells me it's part of the sardine and you should be eating it, so that's what I'm going to do here. Opening up the tin, you could smell the hot peppers, and it didn't smell overly fishy or anything like that. And picking up one of the well-packed sardines, I noticed that the spine on this one actually didn't look too big, so I was excited to give it a try and try it the way you guys have been telling me that I should be this whole time. While the sardine was firm and I couldn't really detect the spine in there at all, the flavors weren't my favorite, and that's why I put it at 10. Number 9 is going to be albacore tuna and Spanish lemon. My fear with this tin tuna is going to be that it's going to be better as an ingredient and not necessarily on its own, but I have to say the smell was absolutely delicious and it tasted better than I thought it would. Would I eat it alone? No, I probably would want to add it to a salad or maybe put some mayonnaise in it or something like that, but overall it tasted fresh and it was brightened up a lot by the lemon. Number 8 is going to be another tin of tuna, and this time it's tuna and spicy oil. While I struggled to open this tin of tuna, I wanted to share this code with you, BTW15, that's going to get you 15% off your order at Fishwife, because I know that some people feel they're a little bit on the pricier side, so hopefully this will help you decide to try some of the tins that I'm trying today, and share your rankings with me as well. After finally getting the lid off the tuna, it was time to give this one a taste test. And while it was better than the previous tuna, and I went back for a second bite, I gotta say, I think this would be better with some other stuff and not just straight out of the tin like I did here. Number 7 is gonna be mussels with sweet peppers and garlic, and mussels and a red sauce are two things that can either go really well in a tin of fish, or they can go really south in a tin of seafood. If the mussels are overcooked, they're going to be mushy and not have a good consistency. And if the sauce in there is a little bit too sweet, it can end up tasting like SpaghettiOs and not like a good marinara sauce that goes with mussels. Now, it was time for the taste test on this one, and honestly, it was really good. The mussels had a good chew to them. The sauce, while not my favorite, actually was a really good red sauce, which I then got all over my shirt. And overall, that's why I'm going to make this a number 7. At number 6, we're going to have smoked salmon. Now this is just plain smoked salmon, nothing in there like the chili crisp, so we'll definitely be able to tell the quality of the salmon. And honestly, I think that's probably one of the most important parts of tinned fish is putting quality ingredients in there first. If you don't start off with good quality salmon as your base, it doesn't matter what you add to it. In my opinion, it's not going to make up for the subpar fish that you put in there. Now it was time for this taste test. I got one that had some skin on there as well. I gave this one a taste and I gotta say, it was pretty good. It wasn't overly dry or crumbly. There was a good amount of smoke, and overall, I enjoyed this smoked salmon more than I thought I would, but I definitely think it would be even better with some sauce or some other stuff within that tin, but I know they have a few tins that are like that. Number 5 is going to be sardines and preserved lemons, and I'm just as shocked as you that a sardine made it into the top 5. Like I said before, I'm not a huge sardine fan, but these ones actually were really good. after getting the lid removed, I picked out one that seemed to be a good size and that had a spine that wasn't like overly huge. The lemon preserves definitely gave the sardines kind of like a good fresh scent to them, and the taste to me was the best sardine that I think I've ever had. The lemon really cuts through the earthiness of a sardine that it can have sometimes and made it so it really tasted fresh, and I actually really enjoyed this one. Number 4 is one that when I saw it, I knew it was going to be in the top 5 because I'm a huge fan of chimichurri and I also like smoked trout. Opening it up, there was tons of sauce inside of here, and the combination of the trout and the chimichurri smelled absolutely delicious. Now it was time for the taste test, and the balance of smokiness and a little bit of spice from the chimichurri plus the vinegar made this one of my favorite ones that I've tried so far. And to be honest, it was tough not to put it in the top 3, but in my opinion, the mussels and basil pesto just barely beat out the chimichurri. Now, it can be really difficult to get mussels right, like I talked about before, but the consistency and like the chew of the mussels in the sweet pepper and garlic actually were really good, so I had high hopes even before opening up this tin. Now, I'll let you know, I'm also a big fan of basil and pesto, so maybe that's why I decided to rank this higher than the trout chimichurri, so it might be a personal taste thing, but for me, they did this really, really well. The mussels themselves were not mushy at all. They had a good chew to them. And the pesto was actually really well done. Now, obviously up next is going to be the number 2. And this one surprised me because honestly, I thought the number 2 was going to be my favorite tin fish of all. And at number 2 is going to be the salmon in Szechuan chili crisp. Now, I've tried this a few other times on my channel, and I tell you guys, it's my favorite Fishwife product, and I think it is really solid. But what I noticed when I opened it up, I felt like there was a little bit less chili crisp, and that just threw me off a little bit. Last time I felt like I got some more in there, and maybe they just adjusted it because it was pretty salty before, but still, this is an absolutely delicious tin. If you put some Kewpie mayo or something like savory on top of there with it, it would be so good. I just wish it had a little bit more of that Szechuan chili crisp that I love so much. And last but not least, we're at our number 1 best Fishwife tin fish product in my opinion, and this one surprised me. It's their smoked rainbow trout. I didn't think something so simple could be so delicious, but it was a good combination of just like a simple preparation, just the right amount of smoke, and I was surprised that the trout was not dry at all. If you would have told me at the beginning of the taste test that this smoked trout would be my number 1, I wouldn't have believed you, but sometimes the best thing is just doing the simple thing really, really well.